Hello guys, I have made video for you. This is the educational video as a part of anatomy and physiology. If you like my video, then please subscribe my channel and like the video. Thank you. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I Shraddha Gajjar and today I am going to teach you about the anatomy and physiology of trachea in respiratory system. Now let's see the introduction. Trachea, it is also known as windpipe. The length of the trachea, that is 10 to 11 centimeter long. You can see in the figure, this is the trachea. The diameter in second figure, you can see 2 to 2.5 centimeter generally, 2 centimeter in male as well as 1.5 centimeter in females. Also there is 16 to 20 incomplete rings of the hyaline cartilage, that is C-shaped rings over the trachea. It is also greater in males than the females. Now we'll see the position of the trachea. First, the upper half portion of the trachea lies in the neck. That's why it is called as the cervical part. And lower half part that lies in the superior mediastinum, that is thoracic part. So there is two parts, cervical part and thoracic part of the trachea. Now the location, that is it is continuation of the larynx and extend downwards to about the level of T5, where it divides in two parts, that is right and left primary bronchi. One bronchus going to each lung, and it lies mainly in the median plane in front of esophagus. Now we'll see the relationship of the trachea. Superiorly there is larynx, inferiorly there is right and left bronchi, anteriorly in upper part there is thyroid gland, and lower part there is the arch of aorta and the sternum. Posteriorly there is the esophagus, and the laterally there is lungs. Now we'll see the structure of the trachea. As I have mentioned previously, there is 16 to 20 incomplete rings of the hyaline cartilage, that is in C shape. The rings are incomplete posteriorly. You can see in the second figure, at posterior side there is no any rings. The cartilage are embedded in the sheath of the smooth muscles and connective tissue. So these cartilages are embedded in the smooth muscle and the connective tissue, which also form the posterior walls where the ring is incompletely. Okay, so there is in the posterior wall there is the sheath of the smooth muscle and the connective tissue only. There is no any cartilage, there is no any sheath-shaped cartilage. So the soft tissue posterior wall is connect with the esophagus. Now we'll see it composed of the three layers of the tissue. First, that is the outer layer, second middle layer, and third, that is the inner layer. You can see in the figure here it is cross section of the trachea. First, that is the outer layer, it is made up of the fibrous and elastic tissue. Second, that is smooth muscle, and third or inner layer, that is made up of the ciliated columnar epithelium. So these are the three layers of the trachea. Now we'll see in detail. First, that is the outer layer. It is made up of the elastic tissue and the fibrous tissue, which enclose the cartilage. Second, that is the middle layer. Cartilage band of the smooth muscle and the wind around the trachea in a helical arrangement. Okay. There is some areolar tissue which containing blood, lymph vessels and the nerves ending. Also there is free ends of the incomplete cartilage that is connected by the trachealis muscles. And third one, that is the inner layer. There is the lining of the ciliated columnar epithelium which containing the mucus secreting cells, that is the goblet cells. So these are the details of the three layers: outer layer, middle layer and the inner layer. Now we will see the blood supplies of the trachea. First, arterial blood supply, which is done by the inferior thyroid artery and the bronchial artery. Then venous drainage done by the inferior thyroid veins. nerve supply that is done by the laryngeal nerves, and lymphatic drainage that is pretracheal as well as the paratracheal lymph nodes. So this is all about the blood supply. Now we'll see the function of the trachea. There is 4 major functions. First, support and patency, mucociliary escalator, cuff reflex, and warming, humidifying and the filtering of the air. We will see in detail in next slide. So let's see. Now first function, that is the support and patency. There is tracheal cartilage, or we can say C-shaped cartilage. It is very helpful and it holds the trachea permanently open. Also there is the soft tissue band in between the cartilages. It allows the flexibility of the head and the neck. So we can move our neck and head freely without any obstruction into the trachea. The absence of the cartilage posteriorly that allow the trachea to dilate and constrict in response of the nerve stimulation. So it is very helpful because there is no any cartilage posteriorly, so trachea can dilate and as well as the constrict. As well as another function, that is the esophagus is also there at the posterior side. So during the swallowing, esophagus can also distend. So there is no need of the cartilage at the posterior side. There is contraction and relaxation of the trachealis muscles, which links the free ends of the C-shaped cartilage, and it is also helpful to regulate the diameter of the trachea. Okay, so these are the functions. Now, second function, that is the mucociliary escalator. You can see in the figure, there is the cilia. It is very helpful to move the mucus at the upwards. This is the synchronous and regular beating of the cilia of the mucous membrane that wafts the mucus with adherent particles upwards toward the larynx, where it either swallowed or the cough up. Next function, that is the cuff reflex. As we know, there is nerve endings in the middle layers of the trachea. It is also same as the larynx and trachea as well as bronchi. They are very sensitive to irritation, which also generate the nerve impulse conducted by the vagus nerve, and it sent to the respiratory center into the brainstem. The abdominal and respiratory muscle then contract, and suddenly the air will be released under the pressure, and they expel the mucus or foreign material from the mouth. You can see in the video how mucus is expelling. Now, fourth and last function, warming, humidifying and the filtering of the air. This continue as in the nose, although air is normally saturated and at body temperature when it reaches the trachea. So this is the common function. Now we have completed our topic, anatomy and physiology of the trachea. Now if you have any query, any question, you can ask me and you can comment me in comment box. Before that, don't forget to subscribe my channel and like and share the video. Thank you.